How can I get the people I work with to stop being so negative?
I think threats are good.
Yeah.
Threats can get people's attention. They have to be credible.
Yeah. We are back for episode 5 of The Not So Serious Life. Jason Goldberg, Steve Chandler over there. I don't know what side you'll be on when this comes out, so I'm pointing, but it doesn't matter. And we're going to get to our question. So last box, Apple Jacks, which actually kind of my least favorite.
Yeah.
Of all the 5 that we've had.
It sounds healthy, that's why.
I'm still going to eat it, Steve. Does it bother you that I eat on the air?
On a scale of 1 to 10, I'd say maybe only a 7.
A 7 that it bugs you, or a 7 you're okay with it?
7 repulses me.
Okay. That's not bad. That's the same score my wife gives me about being with me, so that's good.
Oh, it's good for me.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, this is good. This is totally different than any question we've had so far this week. The question is, how can I get the people I work with to stop being so negative?
Ooh.
Yeah. How can I get the people I work with to stop being so negative?
I think threats are good.
Yeah.
Threats can get people's attention. They have to be credible.
Yeah.
They have to sound like you can follow through with your threats. So that's just my first thought.
What about like blackmail? Is blackmail good?
Threats of blackmail.
Threats of blackmail.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what are you thinking on this one?
So, you've influenced me so much that the thing that sticks out in my brain is how can I get the people I work with to stop being so negative? And that's something that I tried for so long in my life, is to get people to be a certain way. And then I was missing out on the fact that I could really only get myself to be a certain way. So my first thought is that the energy is being misdirected by trying to get your coworkers to be less negative. The thing that comes up for me that I would try as a technique or a tactic, there's this story, maybe you've heard it before, this old story about, it's like a parent-teacher night, and the parents all come in to meet the teachers, and there's 2 kids named Johnny in the class. There's a Johnny that is just rambunctious and never turns in his homework and is always disrupting class, and there's a Johnny who is the absolute model student who does everything perfectly and is a joy to have in the classroom. And so the parent of Johnny, the rambunctious one, goes up to the teacher to say, hey, how is my son doing? The teacher thinks it's the other Johnny's mother and says, oh, Johnny is a dream. It is so wonderful to have him in the class. He's so helpful and he's always so engaged. And I can't tell you how wonderful it is to have him in the class. So the mother goes home and tells Johnny, who thinks he's this big troublemaker, that he's a joy to have in the class. And all of a sudden something has changed in him where he wants to live up to that. He wants to be this person that he feels the teacher has seen inside of him. So I say that to say that's the corniest thing ever and never actually happened, but there's an iota of truth in it, that maybe if we start treating people, celebrating people when they are showing up more positively, celebrating them when they do something that is celebration worthy, or saying, hey, I love what you said about that, or whatever, just celebrating them when they do kind of take an ownership stance can help them to see the power in them being that way. Does that sound right to you?
I like it very much. Now, there's another possible response.
Yeah.
To how do I get the negative people to work? And that is, why do you have to work there?
Yeah.
What's keeping you there? If you would prefer to work with upbeat, optimistic, positive people, why don't you go do that?
Yeah.
Who is holding you back?
Yeah.
And that would be another question I might ask our person.
Yeah.
I'm trying to look for the most demeaning and humiliating approach to the question.
That's nothing demeaning at all. That's great. So if you know,
it is. Yeah. Especially if they could see the possibility of working somewhere else.
Yeah.
Instead of just feeling shame when I say that.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's one of those things, I guess, if you look at it, if you're in a company that's something that's kind of pervasive and it's just accepted and it's okay, then maybe it is time to look at, hey, is this the environment that you really need to be a part of?
Yeah, good.
So that's cool. I love that. So it isn't always about changing the people around you. Sometimes you can just change the situation entirely. And there's the ownership part about you taking ownership for how you're showing up and what you're feeling. But there's also the very real thing, like, if you live in a war zone and you have the opportunity to leave the war zone, it doesn't make you more refined and more sophisticated to stay in the war zone and just bear it. Right? If you have the ability to change, then change it. Leave it. Go somewhere else.
Good.
I like it. Fist bump.
All right.
Cool. Yep, there you go, up at the camera. Cool, so that is the end of episode 5 of The Not So Serious Life. I missed it. So send your questions in to us, questions@thenotsoseriouslife.com, and we look forward to talking to you more. Leave comments on the videos and send us questions and tell us how beautiful we look on camera, and if you'd like us to change things as far as like me repainting my wall, if you'd like it a different color, let me know, and Steve will pay.
What is that color?
It's an orange of some sort. Does it look orange to you or no?
It's a kind of a butterscotch look to me.
Butterscotch.
Doesn't look orange to me.
Steve, we're trying to make you young, hip, and relevant. Saying words like butterscotch doesn't help.
All right.
All right, we'll try again next week. All right, we'll see you guys next week on The Not So Serious Life. What do you got, Steve?
I want the viewers to send in what they think the color of Jason's wall is.
Tell us what color you think this is. Anybody who says butterscotch, I'm going to meet you in an alley somewhere. But let us know what the color is, and we'll talk about it next week.
I wish I hadn't said that.
The bass.